So as I've just said, the idea that this leg just goes out as one. Trouble that you have is that naturally you're thinking, you step out with your foot.
Right.
Same with the hands, you think with your hands. What I've talked about is you start thinking with your elbow. So you apply the same thinking with your leg.
Yeah.
What actually doing is so you're pulling out and you're coming out with the knee.
Yeah.
You're not stretching, so you're stretching it with the knee rather than the foot.
Right.
So from here, from this position on this support, so what I'm actually doing is I'm coming out this way. So I'm coming to this position and dropping. I'm not coming to this position and then extend and flexing for the foot to come up, which then makes this amount of difference, which then causes us to come up this way. So it's this idea, what it is when the knee comes out and this leg feels out.
Yeah.
It feels out. It feels out.
Yeah.
So you like, it's so you imagine that you're pushing it, so you're pushing a chair. If you push on something like a box, you put that up against the box, you're actually pushing the box out this way. You're pushing the box out with your lower leg. So you're pushing this out this way.
You're pushing with your lower leg.
That's it. So it's the knee that's there, the area that's pushing. If this is the bit that you're pushing out, but you're pushing that out.
Your lower limb.
Stand there. Left punch, left stance. Come on with left point. This is what you're actually doing. I can either attack your stance this way, or this way. Sorry.
Okay.
See, now what I'm actually doing is I'm focusing it in at this point here. I'm pushing this forward.
Right, I can feel the drive and the push.
So this is how I can attack your leg. I'm attacking it by feeling out and driving out from here. If you do step further, say from there, step in and punch, left hand. Right. From here, if I step further out, I can actually then transfer it into there, into the thigh. It's the same thing, it's the same idea.
Right.
It's
top of the leg.
So I can actually drive out through this point here.
Yeah.
So I'm actually isolating the different points on my leg that I can actually drive through. But it's this basic idea of pushing out with the leg. So this leg stays in its shape, and I'm driving with it. So I'm driving this leg out. Now I've either got the chance to drive, or if I want to, I've still got the flexibility to change. Once I shift to here, I have the flexibility to change or to kick or to drive with it, or merely just to step and then to carry on. To push, to make up the distance, to kick with whatever. But it falls into this position and I'm constantly back. I don't stay there. But it's this idea of the leg driving out as a unit rather than flexing out heel toe. That's what you want to avoid. This idea of going heel, straightening the leg to bend it, because that'll pull you forward onto your toe, rather than just driving the position of float. That's it. So you're just driving to there, and then there's no need to come further forward. Unless you've driven very hard, unless you've really pushed, and you've really pushed off into something, which is actually you've driven enough, you've developed enough momentum, and you haven't actually hit your opponent yet. So you actually have driven enough, you've produced enough momentum to take you off the ground.
Yeah. I can see what you mean. You've driven off so hard.
And the person's not there.
That's right.
So basically,
the ground as well.
it's a different scenario now. We're actually driving off this way, not driving to here. It's basically when you come to here, it tends to be because you've got a straight leg.
Right.
And then it flexes, which then drops you further forward, rather than being there. Into there, it pulls you forward. So you've got to be very careful of this idea. Again, it's because over the years you think about walking out with your feet.
It's not used to
It makes more sense to actually, again, because it's efficient. If you want to walk a distance, it's more efficient to create a larger step.
That's fine.
Rather than just walking this way. It doesn't make sense to walk this way over a distance. Unless you've got snowshoes on. When you want your feet to land flat. From the third form. So in the third form we're coming from here, and it is this big movement in the form. It's more, I think it's more beneficial to understand it just over the last couple of inches. Like all the energies that you use in any technique in your Wing Chun. Just over the last inches. In and focusing through the point of contact. So again, we're looking at the point of contact as the important thing. So I'm really looking at it because it's a pretty poor structural position for your arm, because your arm's bent. How can I make this strong? So I haven't got the distance to build up any momentum in the arm itself, so I'm not really looking for, apart from, say, from here. If I'm doing it from here, yes, I have. But again, still, it's not...
You've got no distance between you, just got to...
It's like, it's the wrong type of thing. It's the actual dig at the end that allows you to lift up from the floor. It also means that if a punch comes in, classically you're looking at to take across to expose and a lift up in. So if you stay back, left punch. Taking across and then lifting up and in. Now if you notice what I'm actually doing, I'm keeping this elbow tight from this position and say, lifting up. So this is as tight as possible. So I'm really sort of lifting up from here. So it's basically very similar to an extended punch in how it's done from a very short range. It's coming up basically because I'm lifting up using the leg. Because I'm using it at such a close range, I haven't got time. If I was coming forward, then it would be looking more like that. But it isn't. The only way I can get my leg into it is just to lift up. So the uppercut bit is actually done more with the lift. This allows us to be very strong. It allows us to actually produce quite a lot of momentum and to affect your body. That's just what I was doing, because by pulling you forward, now, this getting you to lean forward, I'm getting you then, your body is an angle, so I'm going up through into your body.
The right kind of angle to try.
Yeah. If you're just upright,
that's different again.
I'm going up, skimming up this way. I'm not actually sort of penetrating through. I'm looking to go straight through you.
You want a better angle for me to be over a punch.
Yeah, I mean, the perfect angle would be 80 degrees. You go in perpendicular or something, and that absorbs everything. You're not just going to be losing. You're not going to be skidding off everything that's going in. So that's what I'm trying to develop. I'm looking at this idea of lifting up off the floor, lifting up off the floor, lifting up off the floor. But this has to be a very tight unit. I can't afford to lose anything. So it's a lot of tension. It's no good with the palm, so you can't really do it with the palm. Because you haven't got the solid. You need to make everything solid.
On contact.
On contact, yes. We've been through it. We've been through before the idea of punching and what actually the tension does. The tension creates the arm as though it's a straight line. Now that's even more important here. Now the arm's almost totally is bent. So now what I've got to try and do is to sort of, instead of just doing that, instead of hitting with nothing, I've got to try to make this arm appear like a straight line. And the leverage is fairly weak, so what I've got to do is just make this basically solid. And then lift. So this is where it's getting all the power in. biggest ever explosion in